Hi everybody, Billy from Gilbert Travels here. Going to take a flight today from Fort Lauderdale International Airport on up to Newark, New Jersey with United today. Just parked and we'll see you inside the airport. Fort Lauderdale's airport consists of 4 terminals around a central parking garage, connected by outside walkways and supporting domestic and international air travel. Between Terminal 1 and 3 on the northern side of the airport, you will find great open views of the aircraft waiting at their gates. Like these open air views out onto the tarmac. Look at these planes. Cool way to start the day. Unfortunately, of the 2 runways at this airport, the runway on this side is currently under refurbishment. The southern runway is not visible landside at the airport. My second flight with United here for the channel. I'm excited to go up today in their 757 in first class. This is an international configured aircraft, so it's in a lie flat business class seat. Checking out the bulkhead row in 1F today. I'm really enjoying finding these ways to fly international aircraft on domestic itineraries. Today's another chance to give that a shot. Let's get on into the airport and show you a little more of Fort Lauderdale. I haven't been back here since I've been on this channel. Excited to be back today, and we'll bring you along. So United flies here out of Terminal 1, which is the largest terminal at Fort Lauderdale Airport. Down here at the far end at the southwest check-in, head down to United and get inside the terminal. I'll show you some more. I love the almost life-size artistic aircraft hanging in FLL's Terminal 1. Nice bright terminal, ready for a good flight. Inside you will find a United Club lounge location. However, I don't have any membership status to get in, and I decided to get lunch in the terminal instead, the nearby Schuleburger, rather than spend $59 for a short one-day pass. I was able to get a quiet seat near the back where I could look out at today's ride as I had my burger. Since today's flight is billed only to get a snack, I wanted to have a full meal, and this certainly hit the spot. What I like about Fort Lauderdale International Airport, all the terminals are a lot smaller than in Miami, so it never really gets that crowded. There's never that huge of lines anywhere you go. Easy to get through security, not any long walks to get to any of the gates. So it's a really convenient spot. And so far I'm having a good time. Get ready here in a few minutes to get on board the plane. I did notice a nice design of the general seating in the gate area. These seats had built-in cup holders, as well as multiple power options built right into the seat. But shortly, it was time to get on board. Here we go for another good flight. I did appreciate that the plane was boarded from the front of the economy cabin, behind the business class cabin, giving immediate privacy for those up front. On board you will find 16 BE Aerospace diamond seats in 4 rows in a 2-2 configuration. These are used for much of United's long-haul fleet, as well as most 757 long-haul equipped aircraft and many more international carriers. While it is now not the latest seat in the sky, let's see how it fares for today's 2-hour and 15-minute flight up to Newark. I selected row 1 today for the extra width footwell. More on that later. Individual pre-departure drink orders were taken immediately. For now I just had a glass of water. Now we'll get up in the air and we get some amazing views as we depart to the east and swing out over Grand Bahama before heading up the US Eastern Seaboard. I've put a lot of aerial footage in this week's episode, but if this isn't why you get a window seat, I don't know what is. As we get in the air for today's flight, whether you are new to Gilbert Travels or returning, please consider subscribing and click the notification bell. It means a lot to us and helps you know when new videos post. Please follow us on Instagram for more content and to have a heads up on my flights before these video reviews post. Well, we could probably just stop the video right there, but considering we came this far, let's have a look at today's seat, 1F. As I mentioned on the ground, this is a fairly common business class seat, which does not allow direct aisle access for window passengers, but it does lie fully flat. Aisle seats are more exposed, but do have easier access. Partial privacy is accomplished via a fixed partition and a slight staggering of the seats. Sitting upright, you could hold a conversation with your neighbor, but then reclined, you'd have much more private feeling. The seat itself was cloth and had plenty of cushion. Cloth can stay cooler on a long flight, and it's very soft, so I was pleased with the seat design. By your head, you have an open storage compartment to put some things, complete with a universal power outlet, USB, headphone connection, mesh pouch, and bottle holder. On the center console, you will find a multi-pouch literature pocket, leading to a sizable armrest, and the location of the seat controls, which are simple but functional, well placed, and easy to understand. Also found here is the tray table, which pulls out and is deployable in 2 stages, along with a sliding adjustment feature. The wear displayed shows this aircraft has seen some use. The other armrest drops flush to add seat width in bed mode, and some additional items can be stored around it loosely. The overhead panel is one of the surest reminders that we are on a 20-year-old plane today. Mine in particular was gathering condensation and dripping right on my head. Overall, the design was very blocky and old school, but individual air vents and lights were provided, one for each passenger and a third just to fight over if needed. This brings us to what is in front of you. As I mentioned, I selected the bulkhead row because it has a much wider footrest than the other seats and plenty of storage underneath. The downside is the footwell is shallower, so my feet easily reach the bulkhead when reclined. More on that to come. Above the footwell, you will find a narrow storage compartment, which featured something being billed as an iPod connection. I imagine this was some way to insert passenger music into the entertainment center. I'm not sure why. Anybody know what this is for? Above that is the entertainment screen, which we'll look at in depth in a bit. So let's talk for a second about direct aisle access. This seat does not have direct aisle access. To get up to use the lavatory, I would have to ask my seatmate to move. I can understand if you were going to be on a long-haul flight and you didn't know the person next to you, you wouldn't want to be an inconvenience whenever all possible. Just thought I'd share that with you here as I'm going through this flight. Thanks. On a short domestic flight, you don't expect much for amenities. However, United really surpassed my expectations here. We did receive an airline blanket. However, I consider the quality to be a cut above what I've received in first class on American. United also provided the use of over-ear type headphones for this flight. Well, these headphones aren't Bose, but they'd be what you get on American for a domestic first class flight. I went ahead and used them to tune into the provided entertainment system. What's the nicest amenity you've received on a short haul flight? Post in the comments section below. The screen itself is a good size. I don't see an official measurement listed, but I'd say it was around 14 inches. While it's not a very modern construction and it is a little slow, it more than met the needs for today's short haul flight, and it would have worked fine for a long haul service. The display does feature a touchscreen, although it is a bit of a reach. A tethered remote is provided, although not all the functions on mine seem to be working properly. That's a small bother for today, but it would have been a bit annoying on a longer journey. I scanned United's movie selection, and here I have to say they did lag behind American in quality and quantity. I put into place my adjustable headrest and waited for today's flight service to start. Drink orders were taken, as well as meal preferences, between a cheese plate and a cold soba noodle with beef dish. I placed an order for United's signature old-fashioned cocktail and the noodles. Shortly we were presented with a hot towel to start. Considering this flight's meal was billed as a snack, I was initially disappointed not to get hot nuts, but then the trays were brought out, as well as we were asked for our wine preference in addition to the already prepared drink. I went into this flight with zero expectations on the meal, so I was extremely impressed by the presentation, portion, and fresh appearance of what was presented to me today.
This definitely looks fresher, more flavorful than anything I got on American all last year. Wow, this looks like a serious meal, so I'm dig in.
On the tray was an inserted real tablecloth, napkin with metal cutlery, and just about a full household-sized bowl of food, with a small side plate with a chocolate on it for dessert. A smaller bowl contained lime and ginger to accent the meal. Upon a closer inspection of the tender and well-prepared pink beef, my expectations were rising quickly. But first, a quick test of United's in-flight old-fashioned cocktail. Now that is a stiff drink, but kudos to United for providing a prepared drink option for their short-haul flights. Now to prepare for a good first bite of today's meal.
So I gotta tell you, this is a really nice meal. I was a little worried when you couldn't pre-book anything online. That's really impressive. Perfect compliment to my greasy cheeseburger there from the terminal. The beef is very tender. You can tell it's a cold presentation. It was prepared pretty recently. It's got a good soy flavor to it. Doesn't overpower the dish. Really, this is a lot more than I was expecting to get on this flight. I'd be happy to get this on just about any day.
I really liked the little branding touches, like the pattern present on the glass side dish plate and the logo on the wine glass. We were about halfway through the flight, and I ordered a cup of hot tea to enjoy with my chocolate. Again, take a look at the texture and pattern here at the bottom of the cup. That's a great little bit of personality I've criticized American for lacking in their product. Now it's time to recline and relax for a while and explore the positions for this seat. Check this out. Unfortunately, when deeply reclined, the shortcomings in seat length for this bulkhead row became quickly worse. At over 6 feet, this seat would simply not work for me sleeping. I'd have to lay on my side and have my knees bent to even attempt sleep. I want to make sure to note that all the other seats with normal footrails are longer and would not have had this issue.
Overnight, it'd be something to think about. Probably wouldn't pick the bulkhead row. It's really nice and private though. Again, it's a 2.5-hour flight, so compared to a regular recliner seat, we're not even really having a discussion here, are we? This is awesome.
While reclined, I also noticed the shoulder height adjustable brightness reading lamp. I spent some more time exploring the 2D interactive map, and I uncovered this neat view showing the location of the time zones and current times of major cities around the world. This is both interesting as well as illuminating the complications of time. For instance, you'll notice all of China has chosen to be in one time zone despite its huge land size. United also has a great flight telemetry data screen. I'm reminded to never take for granted riding in a pressurized tube of breathable air at 40,000 feet, at temperatures below -50 degrees Fahrenheit or centigrade, and at 540 miles per hour. Although the system did seem to think we left from Orlando for some reason.
So we got about an hour left in the flight here. Really having a great time. That food, I gotta tell you, that was not good for airplane food. That was a good meal. I would have been glad to have that on the ground. Really impressed with United. This is a very comfortable seat, a nice entertainment center. For a 20-year-old plane, they've obviously kept this thing up pretty well. I'm having a good time. Hope you're having a good time coming along with us. I'll update you before we get down to the ground.
More drinks were offered as we prepared to head back over land, and I got a glass of ice water. This is my 5th separate beverage on this 2-hour flight. That is impressive service.
This is a very nice service, and the flight crew on this has been just excellent. They've been very friendly. You can tell they're glad to be here.
Seat backs tray tables to the upright and locked position.
I came in today with pretty low expectations, like I haven't been on a United first class flight in recent memory, so I had no idea what to expect in terms of service. This ended up being a really awesome time, definitely worth it. I would rank it up there as probably the best domestic first class flight I've taken here. Definitely in this last year of doing this channel, glad to have done it.
Now enjoy the views as we come in over to the New Jersey shore, as we prepare to come in for a landing at Newark. Make sure to stay to the end for my closing thoughts.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Newark, where the local time is 4:20 p.m. We'll be taxiing for the next few moments. We thank you so much for flying the friendly skies with us today. We hope you enjoyed your flight, and we hope to see you on another United flight. Good day.
Well, if you got to spend a holiday on a plane, as I did here this July 4th, this was a good one to be on. Had an excellent flight, very comfortable. Again, silly to be on this plane for a 2.5-hour flight, but definitely worth it. Had an awesome time, had a great meal. Definitely excited for my next flight with United. Glad to bring you along with me. Hopefully you enjoyed it a lot, and we'll see you on the next flight. Thank you. Come back again soon for more flight reviews here at Gilbert Travels. In the meantime, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and click the notification bell so you can be made aware when more content is available. Thanks for watching.